Radio check, radio check. Look, work is AO. Hello, everybody. Stream. Glad you can join us today for yet another late start stream. At least it's a bit earlier than the last one. There was a bit of a one-day gap between the stream and the previous one. Well, the previous one was a game stream, and today, thanks to a bit of a brain wave I had over the break, I decided I'm going to start another fan art series, I suppose. So, I was browsing some of the older catalogs out of boredom when I kind of saw that there was going to be a new Street Fighter movie coming out next year. Apparently, don't know if that's real. I feel like that's just a rumor. Well, since we don't have any details on that, I can't really comment on it. But it did give me a bit of a nostalgia trip, so I kind of looked up some notes about the first live-action Street Fighter that I do remember, which is the Street Fighter movie 1994. Now, for those of you a bit younger and who probably don't remember the plot of it, it's pretty much like a very loose adaptation of the Street Fighter franchise, or rather, the Street Fighter plot up until 1994 at least. A couple of notable characters are included, and Bison is still the bad guy, of course. But in this case, Shadaloo is pretty much in control of their own mini-nation, somewhere in the interior of the Indochina region, I think. The film did take shot their scenes in areas of Thailand instead. Well, that film was funny because a lot of the character backgrounds were pretty much overhauled extensively by the production team. Slightly, possibly because some of them don't really play the games, and because of that, they just saw most of the character sheets and then decided to make their own ideas about it. For example, Ryu and Ken are a pair of smugglers instead of friends who became students in the arts of a very, very powerful martial art. And Guile and Cammy are working together in a not United Nations unit, and they're pretty much trying to take down Bison. But yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, speaking of Guile, I kind of had this bit of a brainwave related to that, since, as you might or may not know, Aruran-san from Hollow Stars is a Street Fighter fan himself, and he's actually managed to play in several mini tournaments playing as Guile, probably one of the Holo Pros or experienced Guile mains. And then I had this idea: why don't we make an Aruran fan art of him cosplaying as Guile, but instead of using the Street Fighter 6 model, which, his particular choice for the Street Fighter 6 model is the one with the hair down and looking like it's semi-formal. So instead of that, why don't we use film version 1994? I was pretty much having a bit of a discussion with myself if I wanted to give him the full kit, beret and all, the Allied Nations, the fictional not UN, that was part of the film, or should we just go to something close to his actual kit from the games? And so I went and decided to just use the game-inspired kit that was shown in the climax of the film, so it'll be a bit easier. And did a bit of a rough outline of how it'll look. Pretty much just an alternate of this particular pose and angle shot. I do think I'll have a lot of stuff fixed here afterwards. because I feel like some of these lines are wrong. But that's a concern for another time. For the time being, though, let's get back to making line art here. As you can see from the UI, though, I might get a little quiet at times as I try to focus on getting this done. To apologize in advance for that. If you're just checking in, wondering why I started pretty late, I'd like to reiterate that this will be the standard the next few days, at least, as I have some stuff I have to handle. In real life, I need to prioritize that. Hopefully within the next week or so, things will be back to normal. But until then, streams will be very late. And if you're still around for that, my appreciation, but if you can't, a lot more stuff to do, of course. I'd really appreciate it if you check the archive as well, or check the archive instead, linked on the About tab of my page, or searchable on YouTube under the same name, Mark at Work. You don't have to worry much about staying up late. Anywho, let's get back to those lines. I just need to at least get the upper body stuff by today, though I don't think I'll be able to do that since it's be late. Trying to work this thing out just a couple more days, and maybe, since there's not a lot of detail for this one, well, apart from the camouflage, of course, probably going to be a bit of a short one. Hopefully, at least. There is seriously a bit of disconnect between the 2D and 3D kits for these guys. It uses the heck out of me sometimes. Ah, gotta drop that. Just a bit lower. Hey Hoot, tomorrow's going to be the start of the week. I hope you charge that. No, I wasn't. I think I missed my calendars. Yeah, I probably had calendars mixed up. Guess that outs me out a bit as far as locations are concerned, but anyway. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, since it's going to be the start of another work week, I hope you managed to get some good rest. This weekend, which I hear is pretty busy, so to speak. There's been a lot of stress-inducing stuff on the headlines from what I heard. Not exactly a good look. Your structure. Okay, so I'm in some. The upper end. Your structure is really interesting because there's a good overlap on a lot of stuff, but there's also a lot of unique design setups for your structure. It's different types of characters, which gives them a fascinating level of diversity. Can't get it right. Dang it. Just slightly. Start. Should not connect with the other end. it's too thick. I might have to use the pen for this. There. To be a bit boxier. Close enough. Angled after all. Now this is one of the main issues here. The hair. At least for the upper part. But everything else later. I'm not too good with fuzzy hair like this. Especially when it's multi-layered. Do hope I get it right the first time. Right. Let's add some side hair here. Partially shaved, looks like it's just until the gap in the middle. Somewhat like this, maybe? It's a bit thinner and a little too thick. So, like this. Now that looks awful. Also, I do wonder if I should put the glasses first, or should I just put the hair in first? Part of those, part of the glasses are concealed by the hair. So I think I should just go for the hair. Seconds. Sorry about that, saw something kind of weird. Where are we? Angle? Sir. No. Let's focus on getting the hair here, I think. Tricky trade. There's also that piece of hair. It's pretty much standing out top of the bangs of its own. Be a bit business later. Start with the as well to start with the eyes. No. Well, I want to show that the brows are a bit furrowed, so probably have to make some adjustments to the hair. As long as we keep the general shape, it should be okay. Right? Not like that. Got it wrong. Got it wrong. Really need to put this in here as a point of reference for the rest of here. It's a little too low, too far, and there's a lot of overlap that needs to be it. Lovely. Yeah, something like that, maybe. We can... Well, that does not look convincing at all. Guess I'm just not used to putting this a bit like it's a shaved segment of the hair instead of being a bit like traditional shonen type sideburns kind of deal. I'm having trouble right now. Dang. We could probably put the glasses in now. Is that hexagonal to octagonal? It does look a bit confusing here because from this angle there's prominent angling on the left side, on the left glasses from his perspective. If you look at it from the right here, it looks like it's a bit more oval, half quadrilateral. I need to remember my geometry terms. Good. Let's go with just the straight lines instead of curved. Personally, I'm inclined to the curvy passes. There's going to be a lot of deletion here. Maybe I should put it on a different line instead. Oh, separate line so that I don't have to delete any to just change the color as well. What's happening? Or we'll do that now, then delete what needs to be deleted, and then we'll images as is the usual. Going to be some serious overlap here. Ducks. There it is. What? Use this again. Make it too big. Sure hope not. Oh, whoops. You know, I kind of feel like I don't want to draw him with glasses on for this one because I think it's just going to get in the way. Though those glasses are part of his personality, so to speak. You take that out, it's harder to recognize. Okay. Just had to rely on hair to make this work. And some water, of course. So definition is not exactly 100% part of skills, so it's going to be a bit tricky getting that done right. Especially when consider that his body type isn't exactly the same as Barney's here. Maybe I should change that. Yeah, no, I think I'll stay with this. How do we work on the hair? Too thick. I don't need it to be too thick. I don't need it to be thick. Let's be like this. Get that hair down. Excuse me. Sure. Enough that I'm getting even sleepier and works. Wrong angle. Wrong angle. Should be 2 feet. Let's go. Gap. What got that shape right? of fuzzy hair. Dang, why does he have bedroom hair here? His original model had a bit more, shall we say, finesse? Especially with the look of the hair. And he did have facial features that made him look mature, so to speak. Revamp kind of made him a little too, shall we say, a little too hip, maybe? I mean, the fuzzy hair is pretty nice, actually, but I don't know. You've been a bit of a longer fan. It does still come off as a surprise when they do revamps like this. Actually, I guess I guess most people still remember the old days of the Keyta family. It's a long time ago. Pretty much a different lifetime ago at this rate. Was at the peak of the pandemic and all. Shouldn't be like that. Should be like that, I suppose. But we really need to get his glasses in. Which is yes, something like that could work. This one at least. Yes, I'm seeing the pattern now. You still need to get some extra strands of hair to flip out like this to some volume. You know, you're starting to look more like Bruce Lee rather than Guile. Still need to work on those glasses though. This needs a little definition, I think. This looks like a good start. Just need to worry about the overlaps here at the top later. Let's try and get the glasses out again. Too long. Okay, now that looks a bit more manageable, I suppose. Let's just keep this out. Need to add extra lines there since we're going to be fixing that with it. tool. Maybe I made it a little too long on the inner side. Gotta adjust that. Yeah, this look. Frame. I should adjust the glasses so that they're in line with the. Oh wait, no, I don't need to adjust them after all. Just need to get that slightly move to the left. Not super adjusting. Slight move. And to make the mouth bigger after all. Okay, just a slight boost to size. Oh, whoops. Not too big, is it? Keep it at this size. We'll go for sorry. Oh yeah, it's something. Yeah, make that chin marker there. Okay, I am starting to get the vision. I hope you are too. I doubt that, but well, doesn't hurt to be hopeful, yes? Even though yours will be dashed at the last second. Back to the glasses. Those arch. And no one. Let's do something. No, let's keep. Hard on way. Go, trapped again in the miners. Hard on. Hard on way. Mission. Remember, west, down, and so here. Stay. Now, just check something. Something showed up on. That's weird. Where were we? So we'll get done. Is there an extra arm on that, or is it straight? Okay, there's a bit of a there that we can work. Then we'll put on the rest of this arm. Maybe. Frame! Holding frame. Maybe. Reminds me, there was a craze back in the day about folding glass frames. The entire thing folds. Feels like a generation ago. Dang. At least. That's it for the glasses. You can just fuse it with here below. Boom. Perfect. That should make it easier to... Oh. I was in the wrong layer. Yeah, I can work with that. That angle too low. No, it's just enough if looking from the reference point on the I suppose. Okay, time to wrangle it in with the long hair, or rather the scruffy hair. Is that? It connects from right here, just above the right eye. Curves up just a little bit and to the left. Too much. It's just one, so this should be enough. And it has to thin out on the top. Okay, that's one. Not exactly 100% one-to-one. I have to adjust this a bit. And there's a lot of overlapping hair strands here, and that's confusing. So that probably gives us a bit more in terms of fuzzy hair. Not. Okay. Doesn't look convincing. Ooh. I'm a bit slow on that one. Looks like I need to get this done quick. I was trying to call it in for the night. Too bad I took a long break. I could have done more today. Well, at least we got the frames up. Unfortunately, my old habit of getting stuck in the minor details got to me again. Pretty much one. Where did that come from? Okay, slightly higher up. Somewhere out here, maybe. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. And then the next one. Side. How many live-action Street Fighter films have come out anyway? Heck. There was one in 95? What? Oh, and no, it's the anime. It's the anime version. Well, the other one I do remember is Legends Chun-Li, which is, I think, a reboot compared to the unconnected plot-wise, the 1994 film. I hear that the one that's coming out next year is going to be yet another reboot. Yes, games are just cursed to have poor film adaptations out there. Fighting games, at least. Anybody still remember the dead or alive, or checking patients. Gives me chills, remember. Why don't we go with the top? No, he does not have an Ahoge, despite the fact that it does look like he has some hair sticking out of there. Surprisingly little hair on the back. It is thick. Does it look like him now? Because I think I made his hair a little too fuzzy. Oh, whoops. Yeah, something like that could work, I think. Extra bit of hair there. Just should be on the safe side. Yes, that gives it a bit more volume. I didn't expect that'll work well. I'll take it. Just need to add some more volume for the extra fronds of hair here in the back, and I think we're done with the head, mostly. Does he have any beauty marks? Nope. Nope, doesn't look like it. Gotta fix his hair. It's too much. Just need a slight adjustment there. Okay, now that's looking a bit better. Enough just to add some more texturing here and there. And yep, there. Back is too long. Okay, I'll take that. And neck here. 0 degrees. The neck is, oh yeah, there's a bit of neck here as well, just below the chin. Further in, give him an excessively large muscle neck. Should be in. Hang on a second, something going on. Sorry about that. I thought I heard the scream and attack there. And screaming outside the house. Anyway, Headphones are in the way. Dang it. I need a bit more reference to expect. Do that later and just do some stuff first. Beater. Oh no. Well, much as I'd like to continue, I think this is a time for us to call it in tonight. Thank you so much for dropping by. I know it was very late and very short, as is the usual. I will try to make it up to you next time we stream. Not too sure when that is, though. Tomorrow could be day after. Who knows? Just keep an eye on the socials for that. Of course, if things go well, it's going to be another drawing stream, and then we'll continue on everything else on the line. Of course, we can also do another video game stream instead. Whatever the case, just keep an ear out on socials for anything happen. At least we did manage to get Aruran-san's hair done, sort of. You have to adjust that neck later. Hopefully by the time we get back to this, we'll be done with most of his upper body, and then things will be smooth sailing, continue blind art. Anyway, if you got any complaints or violent reactions about the stream tonight, I'd really appreciate it if you drop me a line on my Twitter or my Pixiv. If you got a hankering for the older streams that have already expired here on Twitch, just want to see some older, they call older clips for reference, I suggest you drop by my archive page linked in the About tab of archive page linked in the About tab of my profile. Also searchable on YouTube under the same name, Lark at Work. And speaking of, if you're currently watching the VOD right now, sorry once again for the late, rather short stream. I'm currently working on getting things done faster so that next time we're here will be longer again. Still no exact time frame for that. Just keep an ear out on anything, and once again, thank you for checking the archive. You continue to do so. Anyway, speaking of my profile page, if you got a friend who might be interested in the stuff I stream, or who just wants to complain about PNG streamers in general, I suggest you share my Twitch account, twitch.tv/work@work. That's all from me for now. Work at Work is RTB. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody I can send you over to. Across my recommended channels, Iron Mouse is currently doing a chat stream, though, so you could probably go over there to her and probably say hello. Time being, though, if you're heading out for the night, I bid you a good rest of your weekend. Thanks again for watching. See y'all when I see y'all. Good night, everybody.